To create a model review version of your project, all you need to do is in Model Viewer, head to the Outputs tab, Export button, and then down the bottom of the form where you see the file type, you can choose model review.mbr, and you can see I've got a copy of another project which I'm now going to open up directly in Model Review. So to open up a model review file, we can head to the Open and Import, and we can select our file. If you double click an MVR file in Windows Explorer, you'll automatically have Model Reviewer open up for you. We're able to easily navigate in here just like you can do with Model Viewer, just using your mouse to zoom in and out, or to pan, or to orbit in this environment. Found at the top, we have some familiar visual styles that you can see here. We're able to go and apply those styles, even some exaggeration if we want to. Critically, we have something called the objects list, and what this enables me to do is to see different objects that I've created in Model Viewer and disable the view of them in this environment. If I expand Design Surface, you can see that we have a built model here, and with this built model we have different material types. Now I can disable those material types from the view by unchecking them, click Refresh, and those materials are no longer being displayed. The same goes for our base surface and our model strings. Importantly, with the model strings, what we do is we list all your model strings for you and then identify all the individual codes. So if we wanted to not see any of the line work for our roundabout, we could simply come into the view here and uncheck these codes, click Refresh, and those codes are no longer being drawn in the environment. If at any point we want to turn them all back on again, all we do is we uncheck model strings and check them back on, and all of them will be displayed. We have similar tools set up for extrusions and line marking and any other objects that you may have applied. In this case, there's a car sitting in this particular view. If you need to select objects from screen, you do that using this particular button found on the toolbar on the top of the interface. So we click this button, and then all you would need to do is to drag a rectangular window over the area that you want to remove from the view, which in this case is this area here. All those objects are then highlighted, and then we would simply use this button here, which is the one with the light bulb, to hide these objects from the display. If you want to turn them back on again, you'd very simply come into the objects list and check them on individually, or as I'm going to do now, I'm simply going to check on the whole group to ensure that they're all being displayed. If at any point you've got content selected on screen, you no longer want that selected, just press Escape. The measurement tab allows us to get distances from the drawing environment here. So all we're going to do is first of all turn on the style which is rendered with edges, because this gives us anchor points or snap points to enable us to measure. Then we'll head back to the measurement tab, click Add, and if we want to snap to a vertex of a triangle, we can check vertex, or if we want to grab edge, it will grab the edge of a triangle. So we're going to go vertex and then find my mouse just close to the end of a triangle, and that will snap to the end. And if I snap to the other end here, you'll see that I get that distance being applied along the edge. Now if I wanted to apply that in a similar fashion, but this time find maybe the middle point of a triangle over here, I could run that command again, click on Add, click near the end of the triangle, and then use the edge method to ensure by turning off vertex and snapping up onto the edge. You can easily turn the annotation on and off by clicking Show and Hide. If at any point you want to remove the annotation, you can just press Escape on your keyboard, left click on one of the blue lines, and hit the Delete key to remove the label annotation. The Markup tab allows us to add a couple of things. First of all, we can add labels, and we can also add ink or annotation directly into this environment. If we click on Add Label, and then we click somewhere in this environment, we can then type in a label, which in this case I'm just going to label up as Island 1. You'll see we get a little preview here. We have a number of different settings to enable you to change things like the font and the text color, the label color itself. We can click Confirm, and that label is then displayed. If at any point you want to remove this label or even move this label, you can press Escape. Dragging the base of the label will reposition it. And then if you want to remove the label entirely, you can hit the Delete key to remove it from the display. If you want to undertake some manual annotation, you can do that using the Add Ink button. Choose a color, click OK, and then simply draw, holding down your left mouse button, the area where you want to annotate or highlight, and these will remain on screen until such time that you want to remove them. And if you want to remove them, again, you just press Escape on your keyboard, left click on the annotation, and hit the Delete key to remove it from the screen. If at any point you want to create a copy of this model review file, you can come up to the Output tab, Save MVR. This is effectively like running a save as. If you'd like to take a screenshot of the view in here, ensure that you have the object list removed first or not displayed. We're going to just turn that off. Click on output, and then you have a number of different outputs running from 1080p all the way up to 4K to enable you to run an export of the view in this window.